Are we good?
Okay, a really hard day out there on the football field. Credit to Central Florida and Coach Malzahn and that staff. They got after us in all three phases, and no part of that is, I mean, it's just totally unacceptable. And we need to coach better. We need to go through everything and get back to finding how we can execute in all three phases and play some clean football, because we did not do that tonight in any way. I think we have great coaches. I think we have great kids on this team, and I think they'll be diligent in the process of getting right. We have 2 weeks to get ready for another good opponent in the Big 12. And so hopefully the bye will be a good thing for our football team to evaluate every aspect of what we're doing. And our players will get a chance to go to work, and we can start to hopefully fix it. And that's where we're going to start, and we need to play better. It's that simple.
So obviously a lot of their damage was done in the first half. What do you think allowed them to get out to such a big lead?
I think it was I think the turnover hurt. The rain hit, and so we had that early turnover on that second possession that led to points for them. I thought that was part of it, a big momentum swing there, and then our inability to effectively move the football consistently ended up having our defense out there on the field too much, and I think that played a major role in that.
And then this is the second week in a row that Quality has fumbled. What do you think is leading to that, and what's your message to him after that moment?
So that's the hard thing, because Quality's played for us for 2 years, and last week was his first fumble. And so I trust Quality, and Quality's been a good player for us all season, right? He knows he needs to hold on to the darn ball.
What impact did the Hail Mary have at the end of the half? It seemed like you guys, were down, but had built some momentum with the late touchdown. You were going to get the ball back at the start of the third quarter. What effect did that have heading into the locker room?
No, I think that was definitely a really crushing blow at that moment, right? And that's one of those plays that you practice and you rep, and it's so hard to duplicate on game day. But I think we're going to look at that, and everyone's going to agree that we can play it better. But yeah, that was obviously a huge play in the game, and a huge play for just how the game felt.
Coach, R.J. Harvey is one of the better running backs in college football. Obviously, the big key is to stop him from getting on the ground, but he had 184 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. How hard was he to deal with?
Obviously, he was a problem, and he's a great player, and they did a nice job scheming it up. I do think we had a chance with some missed tackles, and so that's another thing that we can evaluate as a football team, just that part of it. And that I think that showed up. We showed up. We lost the edge a couple times there, and we missed tackles in space, and that's something that we need to do better.
Going back to the Hail Mary, do you feel like Ticario may have gotten pushed on that play?
I need to see it. You probably saw it better than I did. You know what I mean? I saw it in real time, and I haven't seen it since. So. And
then the run game, only 5 net rushing yards. Why do you guys think you're struggling running the ball?
Yeah, I think, like I said at the beginning of this press conference, it's unacceptable across the board. So we have to really dig into that and see what we're doing schematically. Are we giving our players the best chance to effectively run the football? And that's personnel, that's scheme, that's coaching, that's all of it. But it starts with us as coaches, and we have to give ourselves a chance to be more effective running the football.
Coach, UCF had over 600 offensive yards on the day, not just from rushing as well. They had redshirt freshmen dealing risking at quarterback. How much of a well-balanced offense did you see from UCF today?
I think anytime that kind of number shows up in the scoreboard in total yards, that's a negative for your football team, right? And that's the harsh reality that we all have to deal with. Obviously, they were balanced. I thought the quarterback played really well. His legs were a factor, and he hit some big throws. And so, like I said, that's we have a lot to fix.
When you look on paper, like Noah, T-Mac, Chris Hunter, looked like they had good games. What did you take away from those guys?
Well, I think those 3 kids are warriors. I think that I think Noah stands in there and battles every game, and every game he gives us a chance. And Like, I just have so much respect for all three of those guys. It's awesome to see Chris Hunter start to elevate. You know, that's something that we've been kind of talking about and waiting for. And so we're encouraged by that. And then I think T-Mac is just a fantastic player, and being creative with finding ways to get him the football when people are pushing coverage to him or heating up our quarterback, and making it difficult for us to get the ball to him. We have to find a way to get him the football because he's too dynamic. He's too great of a player for us not to do that.
Go ahead.
What did you see from UCF's defense that gave you guys a hard time today?
We knew going into it that they had a really good defensive front. Like, we thought that all along. You know, and I think some of that stuff, like just, you know, the change in coordinators and some of those conversations for them, you know, like going into it, you know, we were trying to figure out is that going to look the same? Is it going to look different? But they did a great job, and the defensive line was a problem all day.
Would you say that the change in coordinators, change in play calling, as well as not sure who the starting quarterback was going to be, throw you guys off a little bit?
I don't know. I need to spend a little more time. Like, you know, I just saw it in real time, and so obviously that's something that we're going to spend a lot of time doing tonight and tomorrow.
What do you attribute, because the defense was playing well, but that has not been the case for the last couple of weeks. What do you think is leading to that?
So you're saying the defense has not been
Or
playing?
the defense was playing well at the
Yeah.
start of the season. That has not been the case recently. Is that injuries? What do you think is leading up to the defense kind of collapsing?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know that I have a great answer for that. I think, you know, not having Jacob Manu impacts the game. He's just such a great player, but also an emotional leader. But also, at the end of the day, it's our job as coaches to put our players in a position where they can make plays and execute the defense, right? Or execute the offense. It doesn't matter what phase we're in, right? Like, it's our job to make sure they're in the right spot.
So where do you guys go from here?
Well, like I said at the beginning, right, we're going into a bye week, so it's a great opportunity for us to evaluate every aspect of our program, starting with our coaching, starting with our scheme, like how we're putting our players in position on game day, and then also to dive into some of those fundamental things with our football team, tackling, blocking, like some simple stuff that we did not do effectively today.
So how was the mood after the game? I know losing 5 straight games. How do you feel about this team right now?
I love this team because they come to work every day, and I think the hardest part is that I feel like I'm letting them down because I love how they show up to work every week, and they're great kids, and I believe in our coaching staff, and I believe in these players, and we have to really dig in these next 2 weeks and give us a chance to play better football.
Of course, people are going to look at the 5 straight losses and with the expectations and everything. What's maybe your message to anybody who's currently questioning the coaching staff, what you guys are doing right now?
I think that today's unacceptable, and none of us expected to be where we are right now. But the biggest thing is we got to look forward, and we got to move forward and find the best way for us to move forward together. That's the only way we're going to get where we want to go.
All right, that's our time.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.